Hello. Everyone keeps asking me to make something and put it on a video, so this is my first try. Today I'm going to try to make something that's kind of like those oven scrambled eggs that you get in hotels, but we're going to make it a little different. We're going to make it with some other stuff inside. I normally make it with broccoli and feta cheese, but the kids don't seem to like that. So today we're going to use, they're called lardons. They're like giant bacon bits, and cheese and mushrooms. So normally for a meal for the whole family I use a dozen eggs, but I have 11 because yesterday I made a lemon cake for the day. So I'm going to start with the eggs. And they've got some shell in there, so my secret is to use the shell to get shell out. Kind of like a magnet. And now I'm going to wash my hands because I have egg all over them. So I have my 12 eggs or 11 eggs in my bowl, and I'm going to punch a hole into each of them and then beat them. Now I'm going to add in, I guess, about a cup of milk. I don't know, I just put in however much milk. I don't know, I just guess. Then I beat them a little bit more. The next thing I'm going to do is cook these big chunks of bacon. I'm really not sure if I could just put them in and have them cook in the oven, so for today I'm going to cook them first. If you know if they'll cook within the eggs, please leave a comment and let me know. So I'm going to put my bacon stuff right into the pan without any oil or butter or anything because it's bacon and we're going to have bacon grease. So I'm going to turn that on. I've got my big chunky bacon bits in my pan. Let me show you what those look like. Now I had originally wanted to put some fresh mushrooms in there, which I would have cooked up with the bacon grease, but it turns out I used all the mushrooms for a salad last night. So I did find some canned mushrooms in my cupboard, which obviously aren't as good, but so these are champignons de Paris. Champignon means mushrooms and Paris is Paris. So I'm going to open them up. And I'm going to drain them. And if it looks like I'm in some sort of pain or struggling, that's because I am. I recently had 3 operations done on my left wrist, and it hurts. And although I can use it a little bit now, I'm still relearning how to use it. So I'm going to take my champignon or mushrooms, and I'm actually just going to throw them in with the bacon bits. And I'm going to wash my hands again because now I have mushroom juice all over them. So let me show you what this looks like now. So I'm going to stir that up a bit. It's still heating up, so I'm going to let that heat up. This is what my egg mixture looks like. I'm going to show you my super cool bowl. It's metal and I use it for anything that doesn't go into the microwave. It has this rubber thing on the bottom which stops the bowl from sliding around when I'm using it, which is awesome. I love this bowl. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the mushrooms and bacon to heat up, they don't need to cook, they just need to heat up. I'm going to start getting everything else ready. The original recipe that I found for this said to grease the pan or whatever it is you're going to cook it in. I've tried that and it makes it really, really greasy, and that's really not the taste that I'm going for. So I prefer to just leave it the way it is. I use a glass bowl and it's fine. So I'm going to add some spices to my egg mixture. So we're going to add some salt, which in French is called sel, salt. And of course I'm going to add some pepper. Which is poivre in French. I don't know if you can hear my bacon chunky stuff simmering. I'm just going to stir it. I'm also going to add some garlic, which in French is called ail, A-I-L, and it's pronounced ail. I put garlic in everything, not because I'm French, I'm not French, I just really like garlic. And I haven't actually found anything like Italian seasoning here, but I found close. This one's a salad seasoning. I'm going to add that in. And sometimes I'll throw in some other stuff. Today I'm going to put in some parsley. Yay! Parsley. Persil. And I'm going to stir up my bacon stuff again. Let me just show you what that looks like. And this is my egg mixture. I'm just going to beat that with a fork now. Beating my egg mixture. So far we have eggs, milk, salt, pepper, garlic, some herbs. Now I wanted to put cheese in here. I have some Emmental râpé, which is just shredded emmental, but not as much as I wanted, because again I used a lot of it last night for something else that I made for dinner. So since we're in France, we have a lot of cheese. This is goat cheese. Unfortunately, it has a little bit of mold on it. They sell it that way here. But since I'm allergic to penicillin, I'll take that off. So I'm going to take off the moldy bits and cut it all up and throw it into my egg mixture. I think I would probably prefer cheddar in this, but I guess you could use whatever cheese you have. No, there seems to be actually a lot of mold on this one. And I seem to be the only one in the house that does not eat the mold, so we have two types of cheese, moldy cheese and the not moldy cheese. And sometimes, when it comes down to it, I will just cut the mold off of the cheese. Now, some people might say, but Julie, it's not penicillin, it's just mold. Well, that was my first question when I went to try this moldy cheese. I was really concerned that, well, first that it would taste like mold, and second that I might have an allergic reaction to it. And I was assured by multiple French people that there's no penicillin in it. So I went to the guy that actually has the goats and makes the cheese. That's who we buy our cheese from. And I asked him if there was penicillin in the mold. Here's my demolded piece of goat cheese. And he said that yes, of course, there's penicillin in the mold, that he gets it to mold by sprinkling little penicillin spores on the cheese, which to me sounds pretty disgusting, but the French seem to love it. Well, most of them anyway. Here in my house they love it. I do not love it. So, yes, I've tried it. I've tried several different types of moldy cheese, just a little bite, and I haven't died. But since there is penicillin in it, I'm not going to eat it all the time and see how long it takes before I die. So it looks like my bacon and mushroom stuff is ready, so I just took that off the heat, and I'm going to put my now unmolded goat cheese in here. Try to make sure to keep the moldy parts away. So I have my goat cheese in my eggs and the shredded cheese. Just going to give that a quick stir or beating. And then my bacon and mushrooms are ready to go into the egg mixture. My egg mixture looks like this. There's my bacon and mushrooms. Since I've hurt my wrist, there's no way I'm going to be able to hold the camera and show you into this bowl when I put the bacon and mushrooms inside, but you can watch me. So I have added my bacon, mushrooms, cheese to the egg mixture, and now I'm going to put it in the glass baking sheet that I use to cook it. So this is what my egg mixture looks like once it's in the glass bowl that I'm going to use. So I've now preheated my oven to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which for me in France is gas mark 6. I'm going to slide my eggs in there when the oven has preheated, and I'm going to cook them for about 40 minutes. Now 40 minutes really depends on what you put inside them. If it's just eggs, you might get away with 20 minutes. But the more stuff you put inside, the longer it's going to take to cook. So like I said earlier, usually I use broccoli and feta cheese. Everything else is the same with the milk and the eggs and whatever herbs and spices you decide to put in. And it takes about 40 minutes to cook. And about halfway through, you want to pull that out and just stir it up. Use a spatula to stir it up a bit. That's what's going to make it fluffy. You can do that more than once if you want, but I just do it once halfway through. And so this time I'm going to try 40 minutes with my bacon and mushrooms. I will stir it 20 minutes in, and then I will pull it out and we'll see if it's ready. Okay, so these are our eggs at 20 minutes. I'm just going to, I was going to try to stir them up a bit with one hand while I hold the camera. This isn't really working, so maybe I'll stir them up and then show you. So there's the eggs stirred up. It appears that they are cooking a lot faster than with the broccoli and feta. So I'm going to close up this oven and I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, so here it is. It actually took less time to cook than with the broccoli and feta, I guess because there's less stuff in it. So I cooked it for 35 minutes and I'm just going to let it sit for at least 10 minutes before serving it. Bon appétit!